Today we take a look at JT's Atlantic, a 302 from 1952. It's in need of some significant repairs, and JT's excited to see his father's engine run again. Hello JT, you had sent me an email asking me some questions about what all I found. So here is a bit of an overview. I thought it'd probably be simplest to do this before I put everything back together. So the things that I found that would have prevented the engine from running is the field had a busted wire. Without actually rewinding this field, there was no way to repair it. I tried, but the wire was busted off too close to the underside of this wrap, so I couldn't get to it without somehow cutting into it and undoing a whole bunch of it. So I replaced that. The cam lever for the piston, the smoke piston here, has a certain bend in it, and that was put on. The piston had been pulled out and had been reversed, and so that was actually wedged in crooked, and that bound up everything. So that was another issue going on. Another issue that wouldn't have necessarily kept the engine from running, but was a problem, were the brushes being so short, and the because once they get too short, you don't have enough travel to come into contact with the face of the commutator. And if those brushes, which I'll zoom in here, you can see sticking out of the barrel, that's a brush, and it's up against the commutator face, and there's another one right there. If those aren't touching the commutator face, then the commutator is not getting any electricity, so the fields aren't being generated and it's not spinning, your motor doesn't run. So you've got to have that contact, and when brushes get worn too short, obviously that doesn't happen. So that was another issue. As we talked about, there's no nichrome wire for the smoke unit, so I added that. Another factor that may not have completely inhibited the function of the motor, but certainly would have slowed it down and caused a lot of extra heat and amperage around the barrel here, were the fact that all of the fingers had holes in them. So even though the holes are very tiny, the surface coming into contact with the barrel here on the reverse unit is pretty small. So those holes take up quite a significant percentage of the contact area, and if you don't have all of that conveying power, then that really can impede the performance or even the function of your engine. So those are the biggest things. I also repaired the holes in the posts of the shell here on both the engine shell and the tender shell. What else? Oh, I saw this is a wonky screw here, so I'm going to change that for the right one, assuming the threads aren't destroyed. I don't know. I'll have to find that out. I haven't messed with that yet. I also put a different bulb in for you. And the other thing I need to do is do a pretty major cleaning on the underside of this tender. Your tender wheels are really dirty. And so I'm going to clean this all up and get that all functioning as well as possible for you. And the next time I bring the camera online here, we'll have this thing going around the layout, and that's what I call a rail test. So at that point, we'll see how it does on the track. So, and I'll also finish cleaning everything up. This is kind of dusty, and so I'll clean your shells up and all that and get you all back together. Okay, hope that helps answer some of your questions.
question.